Hey there, Angela Mosley here with Modern Fit Moms. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you all about queefing. I'm going to talk to you what could be causing your queefing, and then I'm going to show you in real time. I'm going to try and queef for you, and then I'm going to show you my quick fix without any exercise, just a couple cueing. The reason that I'm sharing this video is I've personally experienced queefing. About summer 2024, I started going to CrossFit with a girlfriend of mine, and immediately I could feel that I needed some guidance on some of these movement patterns. And so I hired myself a trainer, and her and I were working together, and one thing we were working on was handstands. And I immediately went into a handstand and immediately started queefing as soon as I was done. And I was so embarrassed. Embarrassment fell over me, and you could see it on my face, and I tried to explain it to her, but she didn't understand. Thankfully, there was only one other person there, and thankfully the music was loud so nobody heard me. However, I was so embarrassed, and the fact that she didn't know what I was trying to say, I just felt so defeated. So I left that training session feeling super defeated, super embarrassed. I almost also felt like a fake and a failure, because here I was running my business, teaching women how to restore their pelvic floor function, but here I was queefing. And I'm like, how? Like, what? I've done all the work. I wasn't peeing myself. My prolapse was good to go. And so I just was so defeated. And so thankfully for the group of amazing women, pelvic floor PTs, and other trainers that specialize in pelvic floor, I posted in there, I said, what is going on? And so they were the best. They shared with me, they looked at my video, and they even shared some couple different posts in the group that talked about queefing and the different reasons why you might be creeping. So of course, queefing, not creeping. I went down that rabbit hole, and then what I did is I practiced in my gym because I wanted to make sure that I could master it at home, and then going back into the gym itself that I wouldn't be doing it. So a couple reasons why you might be queefing, whether it's yoga poses, inverted poses, or even intercourse. Number one, it could be because of pelvic floor tightness. Number two, could be pelvic floor weakness. Your breathing, number three, and then of course your positioning, number four. So you're stacked of your rib cage over your pelvis. So when you think about your diaphragm sits right underneath your rib cage, and then your pelvic floor sits at the bottom. And so as we inhale, the diaphragm descends down, and so does the pelvic floor. And this is how our system should work. Inhale down, it descends, it flattens out, it goes into the pelvic floor, and then exhale, everything comes out. So this is a smooth system of our breathing where it goes into a 360 pattern down into the pelvic floor and then back up. In order for muscle to gain strength, it also needs length. And so when you have a restricted, tight pelvic floor and it descends down, the diaphragm descends down, you're going to hit a rock, like a rock wall with your breath, and that breath is going to go somewhere else. And then it's almost like it's creating a kink in the system, and so then it can create pockets of air in the system too, especially in those inverted positions. But then if you just have weakness and it's just dragging, like the pelvic floor is just dragging and it feels like it goes on and on and on forever, that could be because of pelvic floor weakness. And then the pelvic floor is not going to lift back up on the exhale because it's just so weak. And then of course your positioning. So if your pelvis is shifted forward and your rib cage is shifted forward, I have two videos on my channel, anterior pelvic tilt and rib flare. Make sure you go check those out. This can disrupt the breathing pattern as well, because as you inhale, instead of going down into your pelvic floor, it's going to go out onto your abdomen. And so what I like to think about it in those positions, or if you have this disrupted position, this disrupted breathing position, just like a hose, is going to create a kink somewhere in the system, and then that pressure has to go somewhere, and then you can end up with queefing. Now, the issue for me was that I was actually trying to hold up my pelvic floor the entire time. So instead of letting my breath descend down and lengthen the pelvic floor and then ascend up and activate the pelvic floor, I was holding up the whole time. And so this created a problem within my breathing, as I still had to breathe, right? It wasn't that I was holding my breath, I still had to breathe. I just wasn't breathing well. And so I was clenching my pelvic floor the whole time. And then it created pockets in my pelvic floor. And then once I came down from my handstand, then I had the queefing. All of the air came out, made the noise, and it was super uncomfortable. And I can actually tell in the position that I was catching air, right? And so because I knew I was catching air in my handstand, I continued to hold up a little bit more, because I was like, oh my goodness, there's getting air up there. I got to hold up and tighten up even more. So now I'm going to show you the two variations. So I'm going to show you, hopefully, number one, with queefing. I'm going to hold up my pelvic floor the whole time. I'm not going to focus on my breath. And then the second time, I'm going to show you by just changing my breathing. Okay. So I'm going to try and queef and then let all of the air come out once I'm done, because I want to make sure all the air is out and I can fix my breathing for the next one. All right. So super vulnerable, but caring or caring is sharing is caring. Yes. So I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but again, I want you to know, I want you to have the resources in your back pocket. And if my story can be an inspiration to you, then it's worth it, right? Okay. If my embarrassment will inspire and give you hope, then it is worth it. All right. So I'm going to go into the handstand and I'm going to try and hold up my pelvic floor the whole time, which is going to disrupt my breathing, which hopefully then will create some of the queefing that I'm talking about. I also noticed that my sock is on the inside out. All right, here we go. So I'm going to try and hold up the whole time. So we'll see what happens. I can feel the air going in. I already feel it. Okay, so I already feel air coming in because I'm trying to hold up the whole time. So you're going to hear a noise, hopefully. And let's do it. Yep, there we go. So yes, I got air up in there because I was trying to hold up the whole time. Now I want to get all of the air out because I want to make sure the air is completely out for when I go into that other handstand. All right, let's get it all out. So embarrassing. I can't believe I'm doing this. All right, it is coming. Is it out? Not yet. All right, shake it off, shake it out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change my breathing. So I'm going to go into it. I'm going to start with a good inhale at the bottom, exhale, lift myself back up, and then I'm going to focus on my breathing in this position. All right, so I'm going to inhale into my pelvic bowl and into my back here. I'm going to make sure I have a good handstand position with my hands. I'm going to inhale, and then as I exhale, I'm going to drive up. So no queefing that time, which seriously, guys, it's not a magic pill. But you can see the first time I queefed, the second time all I did, and I'm going to move around so you can see, like, can you hear me queefing? No, it's not. There's no air up there, right? We'll go down into a squat. No air, because what I did is I literally changed my breathing. I focused on my inhale. I focused on my exhale. I made sure I got the length and then the activation. I was not trying to hold up my pelvic floor the whole time. I was trying to give it length with my breath, okay? So sometimes we literally just need to look at our posture and we need to look at our breathing. That's going to change the queefing. I really hope that you can hear the queefing in the previous one, because I want to prove to you that it's so simple, right? So sometimes we just need a different cue for our body to change the symptoms or to eliminate the symptoms that we're experiencing. Now, if you are ready and you're like, okay, Ange, that was amazing. I hope you think it was amazing, especially I just queefed on video for you. Then make sure you check out down below. I've got 2 programs for you. If you're ready to start restoring your pelvic floor, prolapse, leaking, DR at home, Core Revive is a corrective exercise program. It's all mat work. We do use yoga blocks and foam rollers and bands and things like that, but we're really reestablishing that connection with the core, the pelvic floor, the diaphragm, all the things. And then Core Lift is my strength training program specific for moms with leaking, prolapse, and diastasis recti. You can get both of these programs inside the Fit Mom membership, or you can simply purchase them solo by yourself. Would love to support you on your journey in prolapse and leaking healing. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to me on Instagram, Modern Fit Moms. And if you let me know what you would like to see in the next video, I love creating this content for you because I hope and pray that it serves you well. And I hope and pray that it inspires you to make a change for yourself and that it gives you hope that things can change no matter where you are in your journey, whether you are early 30s or late 60s. I hope that it inspires you and give you some hope into your future. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.